What's up, guys? Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing quicker than reading the book, which is beat the part time on Exodus. So start up that mission. This could be done on any difficulty, so I am doing it on easy. We're just going to be able to run past most of the enemies on this mission, but we do have to actually fight some enemies in the beginning here because we're kind of in sections where we have to kill the enemies before we could move on, before like new doors open and stuff like that. So we could run past these guys, but I'm going to kill them as I move forward. There's actually a Magnum with additional ammo for your Magnum here on the ground by a dead Marine, so I grabbed that as I walked over them as I was moving forward and killing those guys. We want to grab a plasma pistol so we could push back these grunts. You could just tear into them with your regular pistol here, but a plasma pistol is good for shooting at them and conserving your Magnum ammo. So that's what I'm going to do here. Just shoot these guys. It kind of pushes them back so they can't really get any closer to you. And you don't risk getting blown up by these suicide grunts. Even though it is on easy, these suicide grunts could do a lot of damage too. So, and at some point you want to exchange your plasma pistol for a needler because we're going to be collecting needler ammo so we can more easily take out the brutes in the section up ahead here. So we're going to continue killing these guys as they come upon us. You can headshot them and kill them real quick. And then we'll be able to grab more Magnum ammo right here from this dead Marine. And then we'll move forward. There's going to be a series of grunts moving in a single file line, so if you kill the one in the front, he'll actually drop his nades and hopefully kill all of the other enemies nearby. So that's what happened here. There's a health pack on the wall back here. Grab that if you would like. We're going to move ahead, and there's going to be a dropship that comes, and we usually retreat back into that area until he runs away, but since it's on easy, we could just ignore him. Run behind this guy and assassinate him. You don't want to go into the animation like that because that just wastes time. I did that by accident. But after that first guy, we want to go to the next guy and try to assassinate him. It looks like I didn't get there in time, but that's okay. We'll just give him a couple more smacks or just shots to the body after the initial smack. They don't have too much health on this difficulty, so we could just back smack them, or we could just front smack them if they decide to turn around. It only takes a couple melees to take these guys down. But if you want to take them down from a distance, the needler is a great way to do that. Since they don't have shielding or anything, you just need to lay into them with a few of the needle rounds, and they will super combine and explode and kill the brutes. And once you take out those 5 brutes in this area, there will be this door that opens up. There's going to be 3 skirmishers and a brute. You could throw a nade and hopefully take out all of the people there. Took down all 3 skirmishers, and we finished off the brute. Then we ran up the stairs and meleeed that grunt who's always taken by surprise, so he doesn't really attack you or anything. Just run up and smack him. And then we'll take these guys down. You want to look to the right side of this section when you come in through the doorway because that's where most of the grunts will be at least. And you could finish those guys off with quick headshots. And then we could just tear into these guys, these brutes, with the needler like I mentioned. You could try to stick them. You could try to headshot them. Although you can't headshot them with only one headshot. You have to knock their helmets off first and then finish them off with another headshot. So I would say the needler is the way to go. But we'll take this brute captain down with the headshot. Why not? And then for the jackals, you could shoot them in their little notch in their shield to get them to expose their heads. It kind of knocks them back and makes their shield kind of go to the side so you could shoot them in the head. Or you could just run up to them and melee them. That will get them to stagger back, and you can just punch them to death or finish them with a headshot. But we activated that switch, and to the left of that switch is more Magnum ammo on the ground. And also there's some more needler ammo in a crate by that switch as well. So, and we could always obviously look for needlers on the ground from all the grunts in this area. So you should find a couple more needlers on the ground to get more of that. And we're going to go over here. And this is a strategy that you could use. I'm a little too slow on this playthrough. You could actually go up here and grab the sniper and start sniping people from the opposite side of the map. So you could exchange your needler, and you could actually shoot a bunch of enemies out of the Phantom there. But I start getting shot by the Phantom over here, and it's throwing my shot off, and I can't do anything. So back to plan A. That was plan B for me, apparently. Just killing everybody with a needler and a pistol. So that's what we're going to do here. Kill the ham boy. There's 2 more brutes over here, and there's going to be 3 skirmishers, and they run away, apparently. They did not try to fight me. So I guess we'll chase them back inside, and there's going to be another Phantom dropship. Obviously, the one I was shooting at with the sniper and totally failing. But that dropship will drop off a bunch of enemies as well up top here where we activated the switch, and they'll come in this doorway. So we're back in here. We want to basically do the same thing we've been doing for the first part of this mission, which is kill the brutes with a needler and kill the skirmishers with headshots. And you can see there's another ham boy here we took down. There's more brutes in general. And really just rinse and repeat until we clear out this section. It shouldn't be too difficult. A lot of these enemies are distracted by the Marines in this section, so they're much easier to kill with their backs to you, obviously. But we're going to skip ahead here a little bit. That elevator ride's about 25 seconds. I don't think you need too many strats to be able to get through the elevator section. You just stand there. But we're going to go out here and get a DMR from that crate and exchange whatever other weapon we have for the rockets that Marine has on the edge there. Move over here and grab a jetpack, and we will join the bullfrogs. So grab the jetpack. We're going to jetpack and pass by pretty much everybody in this section. So we're just going to jetpack across here as we would normally. But then once we get to the enemies, we're just going to run right past these guys, and we don't need to fight them because it's not like we're kind of waiting for a door to open or anything. So we can just move right past them to the next section. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And if we were on higher difficulties, there's actually a route we could take to more sneakily get around these guys. But since it's on easy, you could just go right up the gut and cut right through the enemy formation up here, and we'll be able to safely get to the other side. You could shoot some guys as you go, just to make it a little more fun and a little more safe if you're taking enemies out while you go. But you could probably just not shoot anybody and just make it through just fine. But you can see this is the path you want to take. Just kind of jetpack all the way to the top here. I almost went in the wrong doorway. And you want to go in this doorway, go up these stairs, and then we will be able to kind of go to the next section without fighting any of these guys. So we'll get into this building. We want to jetpack straight up and go back the way we came, basically. The exit to this place is right above the entrance to this place. And we're going to come out, and there's going to be some grunts on the ground. There's going to be a phantom. But we're going to move right past those guys and actually just jetpack right up to the building we need to be in. There's a pathway you're supposed to take, which goes up a bunch of stairs and ramps and stuff, and kind of is a roundabout way of getting into this building. But we could actually just jetpack right up and into it, so we don't have to deal with any of the enemies along those walkways. And I'm actually taking the wrong route that I want to take. I want to take a different route. Just go back to where we came from, which is what I'm going to do here. And we will take an easier path. I don't know what I was doing here. I do a different route for Legendary and Lasso, so that's what I was thinking of. But go up to here, to this kind of structure, this cross-bracing type thing, and then jetpack up to here. This is where we want to be. And then we're going to head into the building, and we're going to clear out this whole section. You can't run past these guys. You have to actually clear out this whole building before we can move on to the next section, which is going to be accessed via Falcon. Falcons come pick you up, and you have to shoot your way to the next section. So focus on killing all these grunts and brutes in this section. Some of the brutes have, or one of the brutes has a fuel rod gun, so it's that guy right there. So focus on killing him. He is the biggest threat in this section. There's also a couple grunts that have fuel rods. So you can see they are getting in on the action now. So obviously prioritize the big guns, the fuel rod grunts, and the fuel rod chieftain. And then the rest of the enemies are not too bad, relatively. So we're going to continue fighting these guys. You could really just make your way around the room. Here's the other fuel rod grunt. Took him out. Or here's both of them, actually. I don't know why I thought there was only one remaining. I didn't kill any of them yet, but we killed both of them now. And we're just going to make our way around the room and smack people as we get to them. And then there's going to be a phantom dropship that drops off some reinforcements. These two shade turrets, for example, but they're easy to take out. Just headshot the grunts right over their little vantage point. And then the enemies that are dropped off by the dropship, they kind of drop down right there, so we could just shoot them with one rocket and take all of them out. And those are the last enemies for this section. So I'm going to skip ahead shortly because we just wait around for like 45 seconds for the Falcons to come pick us up, so it takes a while. So I skipped ahead here. We are in the Falcon, and we are driving to our final destination over here. This Falcon ride is pretty easy. You're probably not going to get killed or anything. So the ones you want to focus on are those two brutes we flew over initially. This brute with the plasma repeater is another big threat on higher difficulties, but he shouldn't be on this one. And then down here, once you get down here, I like to fire at these guys, but you probably should focus on the Banshees, again on higher difficulties. For this easy run, you'll probably be fine just taking in the view, but you might as well, hedge your bets and just start taking out these Banshees, because just in case they decide to Banshee bomb you, even lower difficulty Banshee bombs are pretty devastating, so we'll avoid that by taking out as many Banshees as possible. And now I'm looking to the left, focusing on the Banshees. You can see there's not Banshees over here yet, but they like to come from that side and kind of swoop down in front of you. So that's why I'm looking over to the left initially. They come from the left and then go to the right, and you can see that guy is now kind of too far to the right. I can't see him anymore. So I'm going to turn back to the left, and apparently I'm just going to look at the Wraith, though. But you can see they're on my left again, if I was actually paying attention to my own advice. We want to look to the left, they swoop down to the right, then they go out of view and kind of come back into view over on the left side. So just kind of look from the left and then follow them to the right and then go back to the left, and they'll appear over there again. So that was the first group of Banshees. Now there is a second group of Banshees that spawn over here. You can see that those Banshees we were looking at despawned, and they just fell into the ocean actually. But now we're over here, so this group of Banshees is active, and we're going to do the same thing basically. Just when they're out of view on your right, just turn to the left and they'll fly over there, and then they'll kind of fly back to the right. So just kind of try to predict where they're going to be. Use your radar. Obviously, that is an option as well. And then we could start shooting at this Wraith if we wanted to, which I didn't do in this playthrough apparently, just to soften them up a little bit before we get on foot when we actually have to face them mono E-Wraith though. But we actually won't be doing that because we're going to get in a hog. And we're just going to ignore them for the most part anyway, because we're just going to activate the switches real quick and then go activate the final switch to finish the mission. So we killed all those guys, all those infantry in front of us with the Falcon here. It takes forever for the Falcon to drop you off, which is always annoying. I'm like, I want to go here. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let me out. Thank you very much, Mr. Pilot. And we just sprint ahead here. There's more DMR ammo in the crate. I didn't grab it. There's more health behind you as well, up against a rock with a dead Marine nearby if you need a health pack. Here's the Warthog. We're just going to hop in. And normally I would give my rockets to a passenger so the passenger could actually shoot rockets for me. And they're actually pretty accurate and pretty helpful. But for this run through, I'm just going to basically drive to the switches over here and activate them as quickly as possible without really paying too much attention to the enemies themselves. So activate this switch. We'll cut back to the Warthog over here. Hopefully it's not blown up. If it is, there is another Warthog down by the beach, kind of behind me. Just follow the shoreline and you're bound to find it if you do want another Warthog. Or you could just park yours more carefully than I parked mine. But we're on our way to the second switch now. I'm just going to park it haphazardly on the side here. I'm going to hop out. And I actually just turned it around so right when I get in it next time, I will be able to just drive straight away. So I activated the switch. We're going to drive back in, or get back into the Warthog, drive forward and to the final switch here. So you see I didn't have to turn it around because I already had it parked nicely. And we will get out and we will fly up to this switch, activate this switch, and that will trigger the cutscene and finish the mission. And that's all there is. We came in at 12:53. The part time for this mission is 20 minutes, so we came in well under 7 minutes and 7 seconds to spare. So that's it for Exodus. Join me next time when we tackle the part time for the next mission, New Alexandria. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, be sure to click on the scorpion icon to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. You can also check out some related guides by clicking on the videos on screen, and you can find links in the description for other social media links of mine. Stay tuned for more Halo guides, and I'll see you in the next one.